If your body suddenly feels strange the moment you lie down, like something inside you refuses to fully relax, this might be why. And what's strange is that during the day, you may feel completely drained. Your mind feels foggy and heavy, yet the second night arrives, something changes inside you. Your brain suddenly feels alert. Your body keeps adjusting against the bed. One side feels uncomfortable for no clear reason. Your breathing feels slightly different when you stay still. And no matter how tired you were an hour ago, sleep never feels deep enough anymore. Almost like your body is quietly resisting rest itself. Sometimes you shift positions over and over, trying to find one that finally feels right. You've probably noticed yourself doing this without thinking, turning to one side, then the other, then waking up again feeling strangely aware of your own body. But here's the thing, it's not what most people think. You've probably noticed this yourself. The moment your body touches the bed, something suddenly feels different inside you. Not painful enough to feel dangerous, but uncomfortable enough to keep pulling your attention back to it. And the strange part is that it often happens when everything around you is finally quiet. Almost like your body becomes louder the moment the night begins. You lie down, and suddenly your chest feels strange. One side of your body feels harder to relax. Your breathing feels slightly off for no clear reason. Your mind stays active even when you feel exhausted, and your body keeps sending the urge to move again, not because you want to, because staying still somehow feels impossible for too long. Sometimes it feels like a strange pressure inside the body, like something is gently pushing from within. Not sharp, not intense, just persistent enough to keep your brain aware of it. You try adjusting the pillow, changing positions, stretching your legs to make the sensation disappear for a moment. For some people, the discomfort builds in the shoulders first. For others, it appears in the hips during the middle of the night. Some notice pressure near the chest. Others feel tension around the neck and jaw. And many describe the exact same strange feeling. Their brain simply refuses to fully shut down. Think about how many nights this has happened without explanation. You close your eyes expecting relief, but your body keeps monitoring itself in the background, almost like part of your brain stays awake watching everything. And the harder you try to ignore it, the more aware of your body you suddenly become. This is where many people start believing something is wrong with them, but most people miss what the body may be actually reacting to. And this is where it gets interesting, because many people technically sleep for hours every night, yet they still wake up mentally exhausted. Their body rested in bed, but the brain never feels fully restored. Morning arrives and the fatigue is still there, like the mind stayed partially alert all night long. And what causes that reaction is where things become even more surprising. What makes this even more confusing is that the exact same sleeping position that helps one person relax can make someone else feel noticeably worse. And most people never understand why that happens. They assume their body is simply becoming more sensitive with age, but the contradiction goes much deeper than that, because the body is reacting to something most people never notice at all. And this is where the pattern starts becoming impossible to ignore. For some people, sleeping on one side feels calming almost immediately. Their breathing slows down, their body feels supported, and the brain finally begins settling into sleep. But for others, that same exact position creates pressure inside the chest, restlessness, or strange nighttime alertness that refuses to go away. You've probably experienced this yourself before. One night, a position feels comfortable. The next night, it suddenly feels wrong. Your shoulder starts aching for no clear reason. Your hips feel tense against the mattress. Your breathing becomes slightly uneven the longer you stay still. And your body quietly starts asking you to move again, even when your mind desperately wants to sleep. Some people feel temporary relief after changing positions constantly. Others wake up completely exhausted from doing exactly that all night long, turning left, turning right, adjusting the pillow again and again, kicking the blankets away, searching for a position that somehow never lasts. And most people never connect these reactions together because the symptoms seem random at first, too inconsistent to form a clear pattern. Some nights feel manageable, others suddenly feel unbearable, and this unpredictability confuses people even more. They start blaming stress, their mattress, their age.
But what if the body is reacting to something much more specific than that? What if these strange nighttime sensations are not random at all? Because once you understand what your body is actually responding to during sleep, a lot of these bizarre nighttime patterns suddenly begin making sense. The constant movement, the pressure, the alertness. And what sleep specialists started noticing next changed the entire conversation around nighttime recovery. I'm Dr. William Harris, a sleep specialist, and over the years, I started noticing a very unusual pattern in people over 60. Many of them were sleeping for long hours every night, yet they kept waking up mentally exhausted, not just physically tired, but drained in a way they couldn't fully explain. And what connected these people was far more surprising than they realized. Some of them believed stress was the problem. Others blamed aging itself. Many thought their brain was simply becoming lighter during sleep over time. But the strange part was this. Even people with healthy routines were experiencing the exact same nighttime reactions. They avoided caffeine, they followed sleep schedules, and still woke up feeling like their brain never fully recovered overnight. What I discovered surprised even me, because many of these people were not dealing with a traditional sleep problem at all. Their body was reacting to something deeper, happening beneath conscious awareness, something subtle, something physical, and something that quietly disrupted recovery night after night, even while they technically remained asleep for hours. And this is where the misunderstanding around sleep becomes dangerous. Most people assume sleep is only about how long you stay in bed, but the brain measures sleep very differently. It monitors pressure, breathing patterns, body positioning, internal safety signals, and small discomforts most people barely notice consciously, especially after the age of 60. What became impossible to ignore was how often these people described the exact same sensations. The urge to move constantly, the feeling that one position suddenly became uncomfortable, the strange nighttime alertness, the pressure building in certain areas of the body, and the sensation that their brain never fully let go during sleep, even when they were completely exhausted beforehand. And almost nobody was talking about it, because these symptoms were usually treated separately. One person focused on breathing, another focused on pain, another blamed anxiety or stress. But underneath all these different experiences, there appeared to be one hidden pattern connecting them together. And once that hidden pattern was identified, everything started changing. This isn't random, and your body is not malfunctioning. In fact, many of these strange nighttime reactions are actually protective responses from the brain and nervous system. That's what makes this so misunderstood. Because what feels like a problem during the night may actually be your body trying to keep itself safe while you sleep. And most people never realize that's what's happening. Your body constantly scans for signals during the night. Pressure changes, breathing patterns, circulation shifts, small discomforts hidden beneath conscious awareness, even subtle tension inside the chest or neck. And the brain notices these changes long before your conscious mind does, especially after the age of 60. Think about how many times you suddenly woke up without fully knowing why. No loud noise, no major pain, just a strange feeling that forced your body to move. Maybe you adjusted your shoulder, turned to the other side, or opened your eyes feeling oddly alert for a few seconds. That reaction may not have been accidental at all, because when the body senses that something feels off during sleep, the nervous system quietly shifts your brain into a lighter recovery state. Not fully awake, not fully restored either, just alert enough to keep monitoring the body in the background. And this process can repeat itself over and over throughout the night, without most people ever remembering it the next morning. This is why so many people wake up mentally exhausted, even after technically sleeping for hours. Their body stayed in bed, but the brain never entered full restoration for long enough. Part of the nervous system remained partially active, quietly monitoring discomfort signals through the night. And the longer this pattern continues, the harder deep recovery becomes. But here's where things become even more surprising. The real trigger behind these nighttime reactions may have nothing to do with insomnia itself, or anxiety, or simply getting older, because there's another hidden mechanism happening underneath all of this, one that changes how the body reacts to sleep positions entirely, and almost nobody knows it even exists.
What you're feeling is something I call a night mismatch. And once people hear this for the first time, many immediately recognize the pattern in their own life. Because a night mismatch doesn't feel dramatic, it feels subtle, quiet, almost invisible at first, but powerful enough to slowly disrupt recovery night after night. A night mismatch happens when your body, your sleep position, your breathing, and your internal recovery state stop working together correctly during the night. Not in a dangerous way, but in a way the nervous system quietly interprets as not fully safe. And that small mismatch changes everything about how the brain sleeps. Think about how sensitive the body becomes at night. Small pressure changes suddenly feel amplified. Breathing patterns shift depending on your position. Muscles tighten without you realizing it. Circulation changes from one side of the body to the other. And after 60, the brain often becomes far more reactive to these subtle internal signals, even while you remain technically asleep. And when this mismatch begins building, something subtle starts feeling wrong inside the body. Not painful enough to fully wake you, not dangerous enough to trigger panic, just off enough for the brain to stay partially alert, almost like your nervous system refuses to fully let go. You feel it as pressure, restlessness, or the strange need to keep adjusting your body during the night. And this is where the brain reacts automatically, because once the body detects this mismatch, it activates something called a body flip signal. The body flip signal is an internal response designed to reposition the body. It pushes you to turn sides, move your legs, adjust your shoulders, or briefly wake up without fully understanding why it happened. Sometimes you don't even remember these movements the next morning, but your body remembers every single one, because each adjustment interrupts the brain's deepest recovery cycles little by little. And over time, this fragmented pattern starts becoming your normal way of sleeping. That's why so many people wake up feeling mentally exhausted without explanation. But what actually increases the body flip signal after 60 is the part almost nobody sees coming. This can show up in completely different ways from person to person, and that's one reason so many people never realize these symptoms may be connected. For some people, acid reflux suddenly appears the moment they lie down. For others, one shoulder begins aching during the middle of the night for no obvious reason. And many people experience these reactions for years without ever seeing the hidden pattern underneath them. Some people feel pressure building slowly in the chest. Others notice their breathing becomes shallower the longer they stay still. Some experience restless legs that seem impossible to calm down completely, and others describe something harder to explain, a strange nighttime alertness, like the brain refuses to fully settle into deep sleep, even when the body feels physically exhausted. And this is where the body flip signal becomes impossible to ignore. You've probably experienced nights where no position feels fully comfortable anymore. You finally settle into one side, your body starts relaxing for a few minutes, and suddenly something changes again. Pressure builds, your breathing feels different, your hips tense up against the mattress, and your body quietly asks you to move again. Most people assume this movement is harmless, just normal aging or simple discomfort from getting older. But what if the body is repositioning itself for a reason? Because every time the body flip signal activates, the brain partially interrupts its own recovery cycle. Not enough to fully wake you, but enough to prevent deeper restoration from lasting very long.
And this process can repeat itself dozens of times during a single night. Small adjustments, brief tension spikes, tiny moments of alertness hidden beneath sleep. Movements you barely remember consciously, but your nervous system remembers every single one. And over time, the brain starts adapting to fragmented recovery as if it were normal. But this is only part of what's happening, because something else silently increases this response after 60. Something that changes how sensitive the body becomes during sleep itself. And most people never notice it happening in real time. They simply wake up feeling more exhausted every year, without realizing the body may be reacting more aggressively to nighttime mismatches than ever before. And once researchers began looking closer at that hidden change, the entire picture around nighttime brain recovery started shifting completely.
And here's the dangerous part. The more people try to force themselves to sleep, the worse this cycle often becomes over time, because the body does not respond well to pressure during the night, especially after 60. The harder the brain tries to shut down, the more aware of discomfort signals it can suddenly become. And most people never realize this reaction is happening in real time. They tense the body without noticing it. Their shoulders tighten against the mattress. Their jaw stays slightly clenched. Their breathing becomes shallow and controlled, and the brain quietly shifts into a state of hyper-awareness, monitoring pressure, movement, and every subtle sensation happening inside the body. Think about how many nights you've done this yourself, trying to stay perfectly still, trying not to wake up again, trying to force deeper sleep to happen. Meanwhile, the nervous system keeps scanning the body in the background all night long, almost like part of the brain refuses to fully stop monitoring the environment. And this hidden alertness slowly drains recovery night after night. Over time, deep sleep starts becoming shorter and more fragmented. Mental recovery weakens little by little. Morning fatigue becomes more noticeable. Focus feels harder during the day. Memory becomes less sharp, and the brain never fully enters true restoration mode for long enough, even after spending 8 or 9 hours in bed. This is why many people wake up feeling strangely unrefreshed. Their body technically slept, but the brain stayed partially active beneath the surface the entire night. The night mismatch signal kept interrupting deeper recovery cycles again and again without creating one obvious problem, just slow fragmentation repeated over hundreds of nights. And most people never realize their body is doing this all night long. They simply assume, I'm aging, I'm stressed, my sleep is getting worse. But what if the body has actually been reacting to a hidden night mismatch this entire time? Because once that mismatch starts intensifying after 60, the brain begins protecting itself differently during sleep. And the next discovery about this reaction changed how some specialists started approaching nighttime recovery completely. And this is exactly why some people started looking for ways to help their body calm this response naturally, not by forcing sleep chemically, not by trying to knock the brain out at night, but by supporting the body in a way that helps the nervous system feel safer during sleep itself. Because once people understand the night mismatch pattern, they stop focusing only on sedation and start focusing on helping the body reduce unnecessary nighttime alert signals instead. That shift alone changes how many people approach sleep completely. The goal is not to force unconsciousness. The goal is to help the body stop overreacting during the night, to reduce the body flip signal little by little, to support calmer breathing patterns, more stable relaxation signals, and fewer internal triggers that keep fragmenting recovery. Because when the body feels more stable internally, the brain often becomes more willing to stay in deeper recovery states longer. This is why some sleep specialists started paying attention to nighttime support formulas designed specifically for adults over 60, not as sleeping pills and not as heavy sedatives, but as gentle nighttime support for the nervous system and recovery process itself, especially for people constantly waking up mentally exhausted despite sleeping for hours, or for those who feel like their body never fully settles during the night anymore. And interestingly enough, many people describe noticing the difference not in falling asleep, but in how they feel the next morning. Some report fewer nighttime position changes. Others notice they stop waking up feeling hyper-aware of their body. Some describe deeper rest,
calmer nights, less mental fatigue in the morning, and a strange sense that the brain finally let go again during sleep without forcing anything aggressively, which is exactly why this conversation has been growing so quickly recently. There's one nighttime support formula in particular that's been getting attention lately, mostly because of how it supports nighttime brain recovery naturally after 60, not through sedation, but by helping the body maintain calmer nighttime recovery signals while sleeping. And several doctors have quietly started recommending it for people struggling with constant nighttime restlessness and fragmented sleep patterns, especially those dealing with repeated body flip signal reactions through the night, because addressing the mismatch itself may matter far more than most people realize.
I'll leave more information about it in the pinned comment for anyone curious to look into it. Because once people start understanding what may actually be happening during sleep, they often see their nighttime struggles very differently, not as a personal failure, not as just aging, but as a body reacting to hidden nighttime mismatch signals it was never taught how to calm properly. And what researchers started discovering about why this response becomes stronger after 60 is the part that surprises almost everyone the most. So if you constantly wake up feeling like your brain never fully recovered, this may be why. Not because you're lazy, not because your body is failing, and not because you suddenly forgot how to sleep after 60. What you've been feeling may actually follow a very specific, hidden pattern, one that most people experience without ever understanding what their body is trying to tell them. And once that pattern becomes visible, everything starts feeling different. It's not weakness, it's not lack of discipline, and your body is not betraying you during the night. In many cases, your nervous system is actually trying to protect you while you sleep, monitoring pressure, breathing, position changes, and subtle discomfort signals hidden beneath conscious awareness. The problem is that the body flip signal may be activating too often throughout the night, again and again, keeping the brain in a lighter recovery state for hours without you realizing it. Not fully awake, but never fully restored either. And over time, this fragmented recovery slowly drains mental energy, focus, and deep restoration, even when people believe they slept enough. That's why so many adults over 60 wake up feeling mentally exhausted without explanation. Their body stayed in bed all night, but the brain remained partially alert beneath the surface, quietly reacting to night mismatch signals over and over again. Small interruptions, tiny adjustments, brief internal alert reactions, repeated hundreds of times across weeks, months, and years. And once people finally understand this, they stop blaming themselves for what they've been experiencing, because the body was never trying to sabotage sleep. It was trying to respond to signals it interpreted as instability during the night. That realization alone changes how many people think about sleep forever. Suddenly, the strange pressure makes sense, the constant movement makes sense, even the feeling of waking up mentally unfinished starts connecting together. But here's the part almost nobody realizes. What actually causes a night mismatch in the first place is not what most people think, because it may have less to do with sleep itself and more to do with hidden changes happening inside the aging body during the night. Changes that quietly affect breathing, circulation, pressure, and nervous system sensitivity all at once. And once researchers began connecting those hidden changes together, the entire understanding of nighttime brain recovery after 60 started changing completely.